Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia. I wanted to continue the series in First Timothy that I was doing that I started in Bookmas, and I left off on verse 6, so I'm going to do verse 6 through 11 and just take them by chunks like I did last time. So, starting in verse 6 through 7, it says, certain persons, by swerving from these, have wandered away into vain discussion, desiring to be teachers of the law without understanding either what they are saying or the things about which they make confident assertions. So from that, I basically got like specific people are just avoiding topics altogether, especially with love, which is in verse 5. And they're kind of directing it towards selfishness and vain. And they're also not understanding it themselves, which is obviously not a good thing, especially in a church. And they're just not like wanting to be devoted to God. They're just wanting the title of a teacher, and they're basically being hypocrites. So moving to verse 8 through 9, it says, now we know that the law is good if one uses it lawfully. Understand this, that the law is not laid down for the just, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly sinners, and for the unholy and profane, for those who strike their fathers and mothers, for murderers. So basically, they're just saying that the law is often misused, often misunderstood as well, because it's inherently good, but people just misguide it. And then in like verse 9, it's just talking about like what the law is basically for. So it's kind of explaining it's not this, it's this. And then in verse 10, it's kind of just continuing by saying the sexually immoral men who practice homosexuality, enslavers, liars, perjurers, and whatever else is contrary to sound doctrine. And then in verse 11, it says, in accordance with the gospel of the glory of the blessed God, with which I have been entrusted. And for that, it's not, it's Paul talking, and he's saying like he was actually entrusted with it, and it's just showing his role as an apostle as like a whole, and also his stewardship that he's like trying to go towards God, you know. Yeah, so that's basically it for today. I'm going to end the video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did, and see you next time. Bye.